Nature is a fundamental part of us living. Like we live by nature, nature lives by us. After a while, the reefs began to get brown and it changes, and then after a while, it just die out. You hardly have any reef. If every reef dead, I don't know how much long we're gonna have on Earth. Once every reef is dead.
The story of Jamaican coral reefs is really something of the classic coral reef story. That's one of doom, gloom, loss. Well, the Jamaicans turned that into a story of how do we build for tomorrow.
The importance of the sea to Jamaica is huge. I mean, we're an island, we're surrounded by the sea. Keeping the sea healthy and clean provides work for so many people in Jamaica. If we don't have a good, healthy reef and a good, healthy marine environment, we will lose out.
It's me. My mother gave birth in Kingston, carried us home to Bull Bay, and that's basically where I grew up. So just constantly on the water, I've seen the sea almost every day of my life. What has been a shock to me though is when I started to study marine biology and started seeing old pictures of the reefs in Jamaica, and I just couldn't believe that what it used to be.
So there was a long period of time when I was away. I came back probably in the 80s and it had just changed.
The coral reefs of Jamaica definitely suffered a perfect storm. The 70s and 80s with the subsequent overfishing, diseases, and then hurricanes really led to just a dramatic step-by-step insult to the coral reef ecosystems. There's a lot of different coral reef ecosystems on the planet. Every time you jump in the water, it looks different. Jamaica was the hotbed for coral reef research in the 70s and 80s. And after some of the decline, a lot of the international scientific community abandoned Jamaica. Well, the Jamaicans couldn't abandon Jamaica because that was their coral reef.
I grew up here, right here in the White River, actually up in the hills a little bit from the White River. I'm Belinda Colliamoro and I'm part of the White River Fish Sanctuary. I'm actually president of the White River Marine Association. We've always been on the water, always been snorkeling. We've seen the corals go down, the fish size go down, the fish catch go down, and it was just finally, we had the fishermen coming saying, what can we do about this?
So basically on the agenda is we're going to talk about some things I've learned.
So we had our first meeting under the bridge. That's where the fishermen hang out, that's where they bring their boats up to. That commitment was what we needed to make the sanctuary work. And so the core reason for the fish sanctuary is to say, how can we regenerate the fish? How can the fish come back? But fish don't live in isolation. They live in the whole habitat. So we need to restore the coral reef and rejuvenate the coral reef that we have for habitat for the fish. We also need it because it's a barrier. All the way along this coastline here, it's a resort town. It's protecting our shoreline, it's protecting our resorts, it's protecting our jobs in Jamaica here.
Our system, we have two types of nurseries. We have what we call the line nurseries or the clothesline nurseries. And then we have the tree nurseries, and we have corals hanging from them. My name is Ainelek Wilmot and I manage Rochester Bay Fish Sanctuary. Basically, we've taken corals from the wild and we break them into tiny pieces and then each tiny piece grows into a new coral. So we're basically cloning them. There's a lot of work involved.
I love to be underwater. They never call me to go diving and I say no. I'm never tired of going down there. I love it. My name is Everton Simpson. I am a coral farmer. The corals have a bonding effect. They bond itself to the host. First we get a brush and brush away the debris from the host coral to make sure it is clean. And then we tie the other coral onto it and then it starts to grow. The sanctuary employ about 13 fishermen, and you have to be a fisherman to get employment with the sanctuary. When I go and see the fishes for myself, because when we go to visit the corals in nursery, we see a lot of fishes around. So we know that the fishes are slowly coming back.
Spearfishing is like quick money. It's like running. The faster you run, the greater the heartbeat. Name is Ian Dawson. I do spearfishing. Now I'm a dive master working at the Rochester Bay Fish Sanctuary. I do fishing for a living. And right now I'm raising fish. The sanctuary, I'm raising fish. If you don't put in, you can't take out. Simple.